Hi, friends. Welcome back to yet another session of Thinking and Destiny. We are in a very good pace of learning our psychic destiny. Last week, we have learned mediumship and all. So let's wait how today we will see the clairvoyance and psychic powers. Before we go to the actual subject, let us meditate on the consciousness of Percival and let the wisdom flow through me, through every one of us. Please sit in a meditative posture. Please cross your legs, clasp your hands, and close your eyes. If you are using eyewear, please remove it. We do not need it now. Breath is the connection to the soul, to our physical body. We learn through breath only a soul entering into the physical body of a womb of a mom. Please observe that powerful breath which is taking vital energy into our body. Take a deep breath, fill up your lungs, and observe how vital energy is flowing to each and every part of your body. Do we all know breath form is the one which making us to live on this earth planet? We never pay any conscious attention on the breath. We can do miracles if we can do the same breathing consciously. We can develop full awareness when we are conscious of our breath. We can heal many physical diseases because we are conscious of our breath. Don't slip any breath out of your observation. Consciously breathe and connect to your higher self. eyes, rub your palms, and make a cup shape and keep it on your eyes. Open your eyes with a beautiful smile on your face, ready to learn the new wisdom that's flowing from Percival to every one of us.
Welcome to PMC USA Book Club, friends. So we've been following Thinking and Destinies since 24 episodes. Today we are going to do on clairvoyance and psychic powers. So last episode, Prasanna Garu has narrated on mediumship, mediumship and materializations and seances. Just briefly, I can give some points on mediumship. One phase of psychic destiny is mediumship. There are two kinds. One is the medium whose feelings and desires are under his control. Her doer remains conscious and in control of the body, while that body reports the impressions which the doer would have it receive. Second kind abandons the body to outside controlling entities and is ignorant of what is done with it, which the human is in the mediumstic state and under the control of spooks or elementals, and also explained on materialization seances. So today's topic will be on clairvoyance, psychic powers. So welcome, Prasanna Garu. It's over to you.
Thank you. Yes, we have seen a detail about how the mediumship and how these spooks are the elementals that are there in the because they were in the denser than they were lighter than the earth, but denser than the other planes. So how the spooks will be struck up? The people are the souls and the spirits who were thrown out of the development of the human development. They were thrown here, and they try to influence the people, how they will try to influence all those things. And also we have seen the positive side, those who wanted to connect to the higher selves, and where they can just do, and they can write the auto writing, all those things can also be done using those mediumship. Now we will see the clairvoyance. Clairvoyance, by the it is usually, we call it as abnormal development. If you say it as right, it's an abnormal development. It's not a normal. Normally, you and me, everybody do not have that clairvoyance. Some development, right? Some magnetism, like, so it's a body grows one size, one particular part was growing enormously, and all others remain normal. That kind is the thing. So here, clairvoyance is a special thing where the sight is developing abnormal. Clairvoyance is that if one body, if part that develops, that's a different thing. But clairvoyance is in your senses where your sight develops abnormally, and all other senses were normal. All other senses were not developed like as such as the sight. So this is the sight. Whenever it is developing abnormally, the things that you cannot see with your naked eyes, you and me, the people who have the clairvoyance, they can see. They are able to see the things. Suppose there are spirits, there are some things which they are able to sense it. So one example, I can just quote the experience that I have it in one of in my office. There is one of my colleagues department. She has a clairvoyant sight, it seems. And her first child is 18 years old. So she said, like, the spirit is on the top of you. There is a one spirit waiting and it is on the top of you. Then she laughed at it, because when she had the first kid, 18 years old and ready to graduate, so how come it happened? But yeah, after 2 or 3 months, she became pregnant, and that spirit, I think that spirit is the one who came. Then she called that colleague and asked, like, why did you say that? Really, no, it's an unexpected, unplanned thing. Yeah, but that day I could see the spirit on the top of your head. So like this, because that's the example that I know, I just recalled it. So likewise, they are able to see the spirits and the spooks who whatever there in the astral plane, right? The clairvoyant people are able to see it. This is a psychic power. So they will have the knowledge. They will have that knowledge of judge the concerning the experience, right? This is the form, destiny, attendant, and premature development of the astral or radiant aspects of the senses, organs, and nerves of the body. So this is a in the astral plane. So they have the full development, the premature, the mostly before itself they have got developed. Astral senses here are usually used to astonish and credulous and satisfy the curiosity of the skeptics. Here, astral senses, they use it, but if you take our bodies, right, our body is a physical body, then etheric body, and then the astral body, right? So if you take our senses, right, so Gnanendriya and Karmendriya, whatever those senses belongs to which body? Is it a physical body or is it a astral body? Can anybody tell? Astral or physical body?
Astral body.
It is astral body. So physical body is having only the 5 elements. Always remember the physical body is having only earth, fire, water, sky, whatever this ether, right? So these 5 elements only we are having. So the 19 parts belongs to the astral body, the one spirit, and is the spirit is there for even until the last one, right? So the spirit is forever. It is there. It is not the one that is going to die or anything. So the physical body is not having any of these things. So even if they say astral senses or astral senses, but those are only the senses, only to curiosity of the skeptics and all to tell, right? So they are using astral body, but every one of us, the senses are only to the astral body it is having. All these indriyas are there only for astral body. So here they are saying like some of the people, right? So in order to get to feed the psychic hunger, so these astral senses, these astral people, they will try to come and talk. How can they talk? An astral body who doesn't have the physical body, how can they talk with the world? So they need to come through mediumship with some physical body only. They have to come and talk. So here, even some of the people who are in the physical body, they like to get mediumship. They wanted to, that is why in the last class we say they went and see in the very dark rooms and they wanted to invite these people so that they can talk. So they try to talk the dead people, all the things, right? So this is seance is exactly that is the one, right? They try to talk with the dead people. Exactly, if you want to remember that seance, what exactly it is. Here also in the astral senses, once we are having, so they even say that spiritual husband, spiritual wife, they wanted to talk because they have somebody there and they can talk. So why they are actually doing that spiritual husband, spiritual wife is, it is not mostly the people who are doing this is they are saying to make money because they are able to see the things which are happening later, right? So in order to, because whenever they are able to speak the spirits and all, they can say that what is going to happen in next 10 days or next whatever it is. So by telling that, what is these people are doing? They are trying to make money. They are trying to talk and they are trying to take money. So here astral senses is not exact word, but only it is like physical senses. Even if you use it is the same, but the thing is astral senses in the sense here, the people who doesn't have the physical body are trying to communicate because they also have their senses. With those senses, they are trying to communicate with the people who are there in the physical body. Okay, the 4 senses: seeing, hearing, tasting, and smelling, and contacting. The astral version of the future event, or for example, refers the functioning of the same elemental, radiant matter, or the physical, or any other plane. The sense of the sight is looking at the ball game. Here, what is happening actually? Everything is in the matter is only the finer matter, right? So this astral senses are able to see that finer matter. Only for the physical eyes, you see that only the solid body. Only solid. When it becomes, only you can see. But when you are under the influence of the astral body, so that you have that astral sense, because that astral body sense is also there. That astral body could able to see that finer matters which are in the radiant state. So because of which this physical person is also able to see that radiant what is there in the spirit or whatever it is there, right? So in that light world, the sense of the light what is the sense of the light? What element it belongs to? It belongs to the fire element. The sense of the sight belongs to fire element, because without the light, if I switch off all the light, you may not be able to see me clearly, right? Because the matter we are perceiving with the help of the light. It could be the artificial light that is stored, but sunlight stored in the form of the light. That's what they are saying here. Or if it is a daytime, it is a day. So some light we want. So everything, if you are seeing with the naked eyes, means there is a light should be there. So it is associated with the fire. The sense of hearing is associated with the life world. Here it is the light world. The sense of sight is the light world, and the sense of hearing is the life world. And the sense of taste is the form world, which is water. The sense of taste is the water, which is the form world. The sense of hearing is the air. Element is air. And the sense of smell is earth, which is the physical world. The four worlds, right? Physical world, form world, life world, and light world. Physical world is the sense of smell, and the element is earth. And the form world is sense of taste, and the element is water. The third one is life world. Hearing is the sense, and the sense is the sense of element. Earth, the element is air. And the light world is the fire, and the sense is the sight. So these are the only things in a solid state can be seen. For us, only things that are there in the solid state only can be seen, heard, and tasted, smelled, and contacted. Because of that only, we are all thinking that we are just the bodies, and this is only the life. Once life is over, it is not. Suppose we are able to see, some of your family member died, you are able to see the spirit over there. Then you will feel that it's not a thing. But with our naked eyes, we are able to see only the physical body. That is the reason we are thinking that the life is only with the physical body. Once that is done. That's what we are thinking. If we are understand that, if we can see that spirit also, oh, this spirit came as a very rich man in the previous life, and now in the next life he came as a very poor beggar, and now he came like this. So it doesn't matter. At that time you will not feel like, okay, the rich and poor or anything like the status and all those things. It doesn't matter. That you will understand. But why we are not understanding? We are thinking this life, particular life, is only with this physical body only. This is the life. Whatever the name I was given into that only, I wanted to prove. Prasanna is that, this everything. Oh, that person has done this. This person has done this. But if you can understand, who is that person in your previous life? What is that spirit did to you, or what is that you did to that spirit? Why that spirit is doing that to you? So if all these things, if you can see, then you will not know. But only thing is, because we are not able to see, with the help of the Swadhyaya, we are able to learn. Now at least we are able to learn what is going on. So there is anything you can see the positive way and negative way, right? So anything. So depending upon your attitude. Suppose whenever you are seeing the things in a negative way, what will happen is you will see the things only, whatever that matter is emanating, that only that thing you are able to see. Okay. That is, so when you are doing a negative way, but when you are seeing in a positive way, your matter means whatever that matter or intelligence that you have, that will go through your sight to that particular object. It mingles, and then you will see the object perfectly. So that is seeing the positive way. Let us think. A mother is actually scolding very furiously. She is scolding the child. Okay, child can see only that mom is actually scolding. That's all. Mom is bad. She's bad. She's not loving me. That just because he's seeing that as a negative aspect of it. So if that same child, if he can see that why mom is actually send his senses and see that particular thing, then he will understand why mom is saying that. Only this is for the sake of good only the mom is doing it. Is not that for anything, right? If you can see that your friend or very good friend of you came and shouted on you one day, okay, immediately if you see a negative way, then you will say that, oh, something wrong. So you may say that I should not talk, and she did that. But because she is a good friend, when she is shouted, if you apply your senses to that particular incident, what will happen? She usually not like this. Why did she do that? Maybe she's having a bad day today. Maybe she had some problem. So you are applying your senses to that particular matter. So then you will be able to see the right picture or a positive picture. Okay. Anything, we need to apply our senses. We need to emanate our senses, and otherwise you are just seeing what you see is what you get, right? You're just seeing whatever the things. Only with that you are coming to a conclusion. That is a positive, viewing a positive and a negative way. When you are a positive bent of making an observation, his sense, means your sense of sight, sends something to the nature, fire out and meet the stream of the matter. Whatever the matter is there, you are sending something, and then objects are seen. If you are not sending, then whatever that object is emanating, that only you could be able to see that. That's what here it is saying. So the particles should align what you are seeing with. You should align with your senses to that particular thing. Then only right thing you will be able to see it. Then you may get confused. Whatever, if I see this is an airport, then whether I see thing or not, this is an airport. That's it. Then how this is not always the matter. Matter is not always that airport, right? Matter is like somebody's scolding something you see. There are so many illusion pictures you would have seen it. So when you are actually seeing it 2-3 seconds, if you focus on that, the picture will change. The perspective will change. So similarly, there is a limits to this functioning of the sense of the sight. We can only see the outside of the body. We can only see outside of the body. That is the actually normal thing, right? If that means it can only see the solid state of the matter. That is the physical plane, whatever that matter in the radiant state, matter in the airy state and fluid state is not visible in the physical plane. So you are not able to see them. Things which are too small also you cannot see. Too small, where you can see the microscope also, you are not able to see with your physical thing. So you need, for that matter, you need sufficient light to see anything. Otherwise, you may see that the same good old example of by seeing the rope, you may think that it is a snake. Okay, so you need sufficient light also. You can see the solid colors also. Within your limited range only you can see the solid colors. Beyond the range you cannot even see the colors. So your sight is limited. That's what he is trying to say is the functioning of your sight is very limited. The functioning of any senses for that matter is very limited. Why he is saying sight? Because it is all revolving around the sight. The clairvoyance is all about sight. So he's talking. The functioning of the senses is intimately related to the universe in which the man, that is the universe in which his senses show him. So whatever the man, whatever his senses are showing, that only he is able to perceive it. Only when the small part is open to view, hearing, taste, and contact or smell, the greater part is imperceptible and therefore concealed by a man. Suppose if I open a window, there is a beautiful scenery. But whenever I open a window, if I close the window, I cannot see anything. If I open a window, and that beautiful window, I can only see this much scenery because that only my window is showing. Similarly, there is so much in the world, but whatever the senses is showing to us, that only we are seeing. How much our eye can see, show us 30 feet, 10 feet, 20 feet, 30 feet, not more than that, right? So only that much we are able to. All other things is concealed. All other knowledge is concealed. You are not able to see. Man accepts the testimony which comes through the senses because he has no other witness what exists outside him. He do not have. If he cannot see, no, I didn't see, I don't know. That's what the man is actually saying it. So that's what here is the he does not see it is really is a huge being. So the four states of the matter, which is the constant fluctuation, change the transformation inside and outside the thing. So what the bodies are, what is that bodies is built up of? The bodies are built up of masses. The body is built up of so many nerves. So many. So do you think if you can? The nervous system is so whenever you are able to see that, right? Whenever you are able to see of inside, close your eyes and see inside. So if you observe yourself, because if you observe so much, like every day, if you're actually try to practice like few days, if you observe every minute, if you are awareness, the moment you are eating, just as one thing you are eating, then you can observe close your eyes, you can observe how that is actually traveling. Are you able to see? No, I cannot see with my eyes. I know. But once you got used to that, what do you say? Observation, once you got in the awareness, you can see, you can feel the senses, how the particle is going once you tasted. So first you are actually tasting that food with your tongue, and what is how the taste is, how your feelings are, how actually your facial expressions are. Then you are closing it and how it is actually traveling. You are able to view that. It is not with the two eyes, but still you are able to view it. Sometimes something was stuck up with my throat, because you are able to feel it, right? That is why you are able to see it. But if you closely observe each and every moment, live in that. When you are eating, not seeing your phone or not seeing something else and eating, what actually going inside your mouth, if you also don't know if you are actually watching something else or watching TV or watching the charts on the phone, you don't know. But if you're observing it, definitely you will be able to see that one. But what will happen that time, if you observe each and every, what he is saying is your nervous system will be less dull. That means your nervous system will be active. Each and every activity, if you are in the awareness, your nervous system will be less dull and less heavy and less choked up you are. So that means everything will be working so well. The perceptions of the senses would not be limited as they are. As you think, the perception is not limited. You can see inside what is going on. Even that's what he is saying is, you can even see when you are actually eating the food, how that is going to the small intestine, how that is getting digested. Everything you can see once you plan to see. It is not that you are going inside and seeing that. Your eyes can't see eyes, if that is the case. But if you close your eyes, you can experience everything and see. Means do not limit yourself with the just to open our eyes and whatever the senses are actually showing it to us. That's what here is saying. That's what he is saying. Vision is not just the opening the eyes, it is just the focus on your body. Wherever you are focusing, you are able to see it. You will say, let us say, the thoughts are traveling. You all agree, right? Thoughts are traveling. Where you are thinking of somebody, you wanted to call them, but they call you one day. So yeah, they are also, because how they are happening when the thoughts are traveling, how they are traveling. That's what we are learning, all these things, right? So similarly, your eyes, not only this eyes, you closing your eyes, you can see, you can visualize it, everything is visible. Sunlight in that matter is an airy state, dominated by the matter in the airy state. But are you able to see? You are able to see. When the eye can be focused on a radiant matter, which is not a physical matter, you can see that any radiant matter in it. Such a vision of the physical, such a vision that you can see the things which are not the physical things, that particular vision is called clairvoyance. Okay, that particular thing is called a clairvoyance, which may not be able to see your thing, physical eyes, but you are able to see astral eyes, astral vision. We can call it as astral vision. Or a clairvoyance is a clear seeing the things from the astral plane. The people who are having that astral vision may be able to see the colors more brighter. That's the normal. Than the normal, the colors may be more brighter also, because they can see the things very, very clearly than what other people are using. A man in the water appears different from the same in the land, right? Man, if you are floating in the water, you appear differently than you are in the land. But when you are, because that's how our eyes are deceiving. But the same person is there in the water, same person is there in the land. But when you are actually focusing, then you are able to see. Similarly, you can see whatever the person, whatever the spirits are there in the astral plane. The vision may be either astral physical or astral form plane of the physical world. You can see that. That is the exteriorization. You can see that physical plane exteriorization. The same sense through eyes only, with the same sense, you are able to see the astral objects or astral spirits also. Usually no distinction is made between the clairvoyance, which is astral physical, that which is the astral form of the plane. There's no distinction. You are not seeing from some other eye from here. You are seeing from the same eyes only, but you are able to see it because you have that psychic power where you are able to see it. They can see, hear, taste, smell things concealed from the average man, because you and me may not able to see the few things, you may not able to hear the few things, but the people who are having the clairvoyant people are with the psychic powers, they are able to say this is a precious gift. Okay, these precious gifts, some people may be using it for amusement and money also. Okay, because once you acquire, it is up to you again, up to your senses what they say, right? Okay, you can use that for the amusement or for the money. Those who do not have the gift should not attempt to develop prematurely. If you are having gift, it's okay. Those who do not have, don't attempt it with the prematurely. So don't try to do with the something with the externally. When a man rules his feelings, basically what he is saying is how you can develop this clairvoyant. When a man rules his desires and feelings, if you can rule your desires and feelings, not your desires or feelings are ruling you. This is the thing from the beginning we are telling, right? Your senses should not rule you. You should rule your senses. If you are able to rule your feelings and desires, his voluntary nervous system, okay, comes under the control of his control. Voluntary nervous systems comes under his control. And the changes go in the fourfold of the physical body. So whatever the changes that is going in the physical body, you can control, because you know you should not eat some particular food, let us take. But your eye is saying that gulab jamun is very nice. The texture looks very good. And your tongue is saying that is so sweet. You have a sweet tooth. You wanted to eat it. Okay, all your senses are dim. But within you who are that self is saying that is not good for your health. So whether you are under the influence of you or under the influence of yourself, then if you are not under the influence of your senses, you will say no, sorry, and I don't need it now. Okay, so whenever you are saying that, so you can see the changes in your body. That's what it is saying. You can see changes in the fourfold physical body. Also, you can see your sense organs are cleansed. When you are under your control, your sense organs are cleansed and they were strengthened. Okay, they keyed up with the impressions of the finer objects. So because they were very cleaner, so they not only the solid objects, they are able to see the finer objects also. So when they are able to see that finer objects, they also control that. They also bring the control of the nerves and also the involuntary nervous system also. Involuntary nervous system also, the self can take over. So you are controlling your voluntary nervous system as well as involuntary nervous system. So what will happen? You become very active, because everything you are controlling, you will become now everything is under your total physical body is under your control. So no, I am my body is my control only. I wear whatever the dress I want. I wear whenever I want to eat. I'm eating. So it is under no. It is not your control. You are under the control of your senses. Okay. As the nerves is in the sense organs becomes keyed up, the matter is finer. So as the sense organs are keyed up, so there is all the things, because finer objects, there is no obstruction. You can see that finer objects also, you are able to see it. The surface of the matter is so generally we see that surface of the matter is length, breadth, and thickness, right? So not that length, breadth, and thickness. You are able to see that finer objects. So very small objects also you can see. The currents of the breath going through the body in the physical atmosphere. Every time we say that is what we say in the meditation, right? Observe the vital energy that you are taking. Vital energy you are taking through the from the cosmos. You are taking that vital energy through the breath, and you are here the currents of the breath, how it is going. You will be able to see it when your senses are very clear. Distance will not interfere with the sight. The distance, like whatever the distance, right? You that will not interfere. You will be able to see the things. If you see that there are some yogis, they would not have gone to some other places. They used to say that, okay, the train will come late. Don't worry. So you can go after a couple of hours or something. You would have seen if any such or anything that if you see that, right, yogis autobiography or anything, They are able to see. How? Because they have the clairvoyant and the distance doesn't matter for them. Okay. Then he may see the crust of the earth into the interior. He may see the entire earth, the round earth, right? He may be able to see that. How the planets are working, how they are actually cycling around the sun, that also they will be able to see. He will see the stars not as a millions of miles away, but a fantastic size. They can see that the big things of the stars also. He sees the plants in a humans and animal bodies. He can see the plants, and because he can see the everywhere plants in the human bodies and things. Because that's what we say, that the whole entire world is within you. You are not just the part of the world. The entire world is also the part of you. That he can see. He can observe those things. So he can also see that celestial bodies that are moving around around us. The objects and their movements he can see. They can see the sight and hearing working together. They can see both are working together. The sense properties of anything belong to palatable, poisonous, fragrant, all those smells also you can see. No exercise of the physical power should be, psychic power should be required. So once they reach to that, there is no exercising. So they can just see all the things. Again, what they are saying is, so how you are utilizing these things, again, how what exactly that you are using, whether you are controlled. Once you got that psychic power, whether your senses are controlling you or you are controlling your senses, again depends on that, how much you can utilize. That will be depend. It is not that once you got the psychic power, whatever the way you do, it will be there. It's nothing like that. Okay. He may contact the sun. So those who are having that thing, he may contact the sun or the moon, or now he may touch the boulder. So everything he is able to do it well. Man is unable to govern his appetites and restrain his feelings and desires. He has not his voluntary nervous system under his control. So if he is not able to do, so if then his voluntary nervous system is also not under his control. There are involuntary nervous system like breathing automatically, because once you are taking the food into your mouth, your system is doing it, is going, taking you, digesting, separating into small particles, separating the minerals and the other things, and the waste part it is sending to the other part, minerals it is sending to the bloodstream. All that you are not controlling, right? This is automatically happening. What you are controlling is your appetite, how much to take inside, what to take inside, what is your feeling, what is your desire. These are the voluntary systems. If you cannot control these things, there is no way that you can control the involuntary nervous system. There is no way that you can get this clairvoyant sight. So first you need to control your senses. That is what we say, that psychic clairvoyance and psychic powers. So let me stop here before I go to the next pranayama, because this is related. How you can attain this thing with the pranayama, which is interesting to you all. Before I go there, I'll stop here and take questions from you.
Okay, if anyone have questions, can ask.
Madam, can you talk about form destiny once? Difference between form destiny and psychic destiny once?
No, now let us understand, because you understand the physical destiny, right? So form destiny is in the water. So because we are going one by one, I just gave the example, means how the form and all the things here, what element it controls. But like the physical destiny, I went through detail, and then now psychic, we have that form and nihitic destiny coming.
Okay, it's coming. Okay.
Yeah, it's
okay.
Any other questions?
It's a Prasanna, it's a clairvoyance, right? So it's a maybe pronunciation, some difference will be there.
Yeah.
Clairvoyance.
Clairvoyance.
Clairvoyance, yeah.
Yeah.
No questions? Is it clear? Somebody is asking.
Hello.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Involuntary nervous system also, it's in our control.
Once you are bringing the senses into your control, yes, involuntary nervous system also you can bring it the control.
Okay, thank you. That's amazing.
Okay, if there's no questions, let us move to the pranayama, psychic phenomena by wonder workers. So here through pranayama, how we can get the psychic results also. So what is this pranayama? Prana is the breathing, right? Breathing, through breathing when we are actually taking the prana. Pranayama is controlling, right? Yama is controlling. So how we are taking the breath, controlling is nothing but pranayama. So every one of us actually doing the breathing. So whenever we say that learn the pranayama, what is that to learn? Every day we are doing. Every day what you're doing is just taking the breathing. Okay. Whenever I teach the pranayama classes, so 50%, mostly 70% of the people will not take the right breath also. Forget about anything else. Right? Breathing also people will not take. If you, the simple thing that breathing should go from the nostril to the lungs, because through lungs only, right? So we have to breathe through lungs. We should not stop breathing here. Many of us will stop breathing here, just breathing, shallow breathing. This is called a shallow breathing. So that pranayama is like controlling your breath, how you are taking, and not like usually they say in Vedas or something, you will not come to this earth by taking a number of years that you live. You come here to take number of breaths you take. So pranayama, when you're doing, so if you are taking the number of breaths, if you are, the lesser the breaths you are taking, the more number of years that your longevity will increase also. Okay, so anybody know that what is the right pranayama ratio that you have to do it? The right one, the pranayama technique, the right ratio means inhalation, retention, and exhalation. That's the one, right? Usually, inhalation, then you will retain the breath, and then you will exhale the breath. So, what is the ratio? Anyone? Any idea? 1:4:1. 2:1. That's the one ratio. So one is like the one time if you are taking, suppose if you are taking count 1, 2, 3. Well, suppose if you are taking one time, then you have to retain 4 times of that. If I take 3 seconds, the breath, 3 into 4 is 12 seconds. I should be able to retain it. And then while exhaling, if I'm taking 3 seconds, I have to exhale it for 6 seconds. Slowly exhale and then retain for 1 second again. And so that is the Bahi Kumbhaka, the 3 times, right? Puraka, whenever you are taking the breath, inhalation. Antar Kumbhaka, inside you are just holding it up, and then exhaling, Rechaka, and then Bahi Kumbhaka, it is after you breathe out, then you are actually without breathing, how much you are. So whenever you are actually doing that pranayama, maybe we have the different techniques in that also, right? So whenever you are doing that pranayama with this inhalation, retention, and exhalation of the breath, you will acquire some powers. If you are doing the pranayama also, you will acquire, because the pranayama is giving you the awareness. You are focusing the awareness, you are controlling the breath, how you are taking, right? So this itself will give, such exercises will have an effect on your nervous system. The pranayama exercises will have the effect on your nervous system. So once it is an effect on your nervous system, you will get when you are practicing it, the first power you will get it is the pranayama regularly. If you are practicing, the first power you will get, you will not fall sick. That's a good power. And whenever you are actually able to retain that much, whenever you are able to follow the regular breathing, your lung capacity will increase. So your normal small viruses cannot do anything when the lung capacity is more. When the corona comes, everybody got affected because we are not using our lung capacity. We know that we are not using the brain, only to 2% or 3% only we are using that. Every one of us know. Similarly, we are not using our lung capacity also. We are just in a hurry. Even to take the breath also, we are in a hurry. So if you are using that, because first thing that you will get it is the physical powers you will get it. First, as soon as you started practicing the pranayama, physical physical gains, you will be able to get it. So later you will be able to get the psychic ones also. You will calm down. That also you can observe. You will calm down. You will be very peaceful. So all these things you will be observed. So slowly you will get the psychic powers as well. The involuntary movements of the physical body, such as respiration, circulation, digestion, are operated by the breath form only, right? All these are things are operated by breath form. When you are controlling the breath form, all these things will come under your control. These are all involuntary things, right? All these involuntary things also will come under your control once you are controlling your breath. They are due to the impressions made continuously, the four elements of the nature through the four senses, which communicate these impulses to the breath form. So continuously you are making the impressions on these four elements with your breath form only. So if you are changing that thing, the breath form, how it is moving to the physical organs, if whenever you are controlling, automatically your involuntary nervous system will be under your control by nature, and you will get that psychic power. And you may be to some degree subordinate the involuntary functions of the body at your will. At your will, you can. Not that your body will ask for food or anything. It will ask for only certain time. It will not take anything also. You can stop your respiration, circulation, digestion temporarily also. That's what the yogis are doing, right? So they may, without breathing also, they are able to stop for a while, because that much power they are able to get it with this pranayama practice. The practice is concerned the breathing, sitting postures, repeating the words, even repeating the words, phrases, and starting and stopping the currents of your body. So even there are some chantings and all also, whatever the chanting they do, or whatever that Vishnu Sahasranama, Lalita Sahasranama, people will chant on this. These things, those syllables have some effect on your bodies. It is not just that chant thing. Those syllables, whatever the syllables they have, will have effect on the physical body. And because of those things, you are able to control your nervous systems, and you are able to free up your nervous systems. All those things, and you can do. So usually, do you remember in the beginning I told the physical organs, the physical body is having in this particular organs, the form body is having these organs. Anybody remember? The doer, thinker, and knower, right? So doer body, doer organs? What are the doer organs? Physical organs. Feelings. The doer is a feeling, right? From where it is starting?
Feelings and desires.
Feelings and desires, where it is starting? The doer's pleasing a desire, which part of the body it is starting? We talked about this clearly in the physical destiny. Kidneys and adrenals. Kidneys and adrenals is the one your feeling and desire is starting. The field of the operation is this voluntary nervous system, right? This is what it is starting, and the desire, it is starting and it is releasing to the blood. Okay, the desire is through the breath of the thinker. Then it will contact the feeling. It will contact from that kidney and desire. It will contact your heart and lungs. The next is heart and lungs. That's where it stops. The thinker will comes into the play. Is it the right thing to do or not? Because it's circulated and it reaches to the heart and lungs. Then it is thinking whether it is the right thing or not. It is thinking. Then if you stop thinking, and if you just ask the help of the knower, what organs it will contact? Knower is sitting where? This we should tell.
Noetic.
Brain.
No. Brain, which part of the brain? Yes, brain is right. Which part? Because everything is connected to the brain, right?
Hypothalamus.
Pituitary. Final
Pineal gland.
pituitary body.
Pineal gland.
Pituitary gland. Yeah, pituitary gland and pineal body, right? So this is the one where your knower is sitting. So think from doer to the knower and thinker it is going. So except for the portion of the doer in the kidneys and adrenals, all parts of the triune self are outside the body in their respective atmospheres. So other things, thinker and doer, are outside the atmosphere. Whenever you are asking it, they are coming and they are helping you. They are circulations and they are circulation in this atmosphere. The knower, with that knowledge, right? It is there. The knower part is there. Every one of us is the same knower, because we are all coming from the same thing. Every one of us is having the same thing only. The doer is the one which is there within separately every one of us. Breath is not breathing. That is merely the movement of air in the lung action. The physical breath is the movement of the physical atmosphere into and out of the body. If you are actually breathing, if you are actually able to sense it, what it is saying is the breath will make a form of weight in the body, it seems. It's not just going and coming. It make a form of weight that you can visualize when you are in your control of your senses. That's what it's saying. The physical breath is effective and actions of 3 inner breaths. This is a physical breath. It goes into the 3 inner breaths. The psychic breath, which is the lowest of all the 3 breaths, has many phases, and these are the revolution. Now, and these at the revolution is another acts like a swing at a pendulum. They sing one cycle of the swing of the psychic breath may comprise of the several cycles of the physical breath. Several cycles of the physical breath can comprise of the one psychic breath. The lesser the cycles of the physical breath are related to their dominating psychic breath. There is a center of psychic breath in the kidneys and adrenals and in the psychic atmosphere. So that is there in the kidneys and adrenals. And then the next is connected with the practices of suppression of the breath is again the sitting posture. The sitting posture is also impact how the breath can act and how you can enact how these currents will act into your body. One main here we say that how many nerves are there? Anybody? There are 72,000 nerves are there in our body, but mainly 2 things that we know are very importantly are Ida and Pingala. Ida Pingala, where the nerves, the ends are here in the end of the nostril. Right? So through that only we are actually taking the breath. So what is the third important thing that we have? Third important nadi that we have? Can anyone tell? Sushumna. Sushumna nadi. Okay. So that's where actually, if you are trying to activate the Sushumna with the help of this breath. So Sushumna, but the entire power or whatever the thing that we have is staying under the root of our spinal cord, which is known as Kundalini. Okay. So this Kundalini, whenever this Ida Pingali thing, whenever this breath is going into the Sushumna, so when Sushumna goes and touches this Kundalini activates from bottom. That's why they call it as a rising snake. Okay. The Kundalini will activate from root chakra to the Sahasrara. The energy will pull from the root chakra to Sahasrara. So when the Kundalini was got activated, all the powers, right? All these practitioners will get these psychic powers. Because you can see things very clearly. You can able to visualize the things very clearly. You are able to see the things that austerely, whatever the things are also there, you are able to see that. So your third eye is open, your Sahasrara, you will reach in the Sahasrara. So once that is done, then you are able to see all the nerve system is active and you are able to see everything. And that will help you to see the things very clearly. So you can see all the sceneries, red coals rising and floating everything in the air, traveling through it, what it is. Without instrument, you can see some sounds are there, not even the instrument. So all the things you can able to see with the when the Kundalini was opened. So that's how with the pranayama you can get the psychic powers. That's what it is saying. So with that, we conclude that today's session. And yeah, I'll stop here. Any questions we can see? Next class, we are able to go to the personal magnetism, right? So next session is about personal magnetism. I'll stop here, Suresh garu.
Okay. Yeah, it's a pranayama topic. It's a little easy topic, I would say.
Because those who are the meditators and all, right? So we have been hearing that before.
Hearing
all these things before, right? Ida, Pingala, Kundalini, Sushumna, all these things. We know that usually that's what many people. Even in the rituals also, the ladies will be sitting in the left or anything left. So we consider the left as a very, like, what do you say?
It's
People will feel
hard,
that it is a
even
low or
hard.
kind of thing. But the thing is, the left side nadi is the moon, which is the cooling down. Right side is the Surya nadi. Left side is the Chandra nadi. Okay. So this one is a very hot. So always the balancing it, right? So that's how the right side, the Chandra nadi, because the ladies is having that Chandra nadi is dominating, right? So that's why they ask us to sit in the left.
Okay.
Even breath, you can observe that breath. You can observe whenever in the summer, you try to close the right and breathe only through left. You can see that cold breeze. In the winter, if you want to become, the body should get heated up. You are not properly dressed or anything. Close that left and breathe only with the Surya Nadi. You can see that body is getting heated up. That's a simple exercise. You can see how it actually affecting. Usually I made them do in my other yoga and pranayama classes. In the summer, you do only this. In winter, you do only this. Don't do this. Because summer, if you do the Surya Nadi, you will get heated up. Your body will get heated up, right? You want to cool down at this. So that's how it is.
Okay, it's all clear, I think. And if anyone wanted to share your third experiences, can share. So you can.
You are breaking, Suresh. You are breaking.
Really?
You are breaking.
Breaking? Oh.
Yeah. Any questions you can?
It's all clear actually. So just I wanted to ask everyone, any third experiences, let's share for some time. Maybe 2 minutes. 2 minutes will be the.
Yeah.
You can share. We have time. Prasanna, you can share your third experiences. So recently, if you have any.
Means recently, whatever the experience I shared previously, right? That Bhagavad Gita sloka that I heard whenever. So that hearing is also hearing the things which is not normal, right? Which I could able to hear the things which is not normal. So again, that is an example. It is not that every time I'm able to hear it. Only when I'm actually able to concentrate or whenever I'm able to do that one, right? That one. And the third experience I have means maybe I have in the whenever I'm guiding a meditation in the spiritual tablets, I used to do that. So whenever I'm doing that, the people, because sometimes after my subject is done, I just close the eyes and whatever the things that is coming, that's a thing, right? So that's how I'll just pick up those names, because there are so many beings that you can see whenever you close the eyes, but you can, whenever you're in the deep meditation. But what I observe is whoever I see, suppose that day I remember one experience, I saw that Mother Teresa, and I'm just giving some message, whatever that it comes, right? Whatever it comes to my mind. But the same thing exactly from New Jersey, there are a couple of doctors who connected. So they had some issue. Whatever that issue, the answer was delivered there.
Okay, yeah.
Exact answer was delivered there. So means I myself got surprised, because we are all connected. Because when we are all connected, we were all sharing the same energy, right? So they want some response. They were so what do you say? Got like, oh, we got the answer kind of thing. That too, I talked like very what do you say? Very fast. I think I talked on that day. Usually I talk fast, that even in the meditation, that's what you're saying. But the thing is, like every day they used to complain, you are talking too fast. But that day they said we exactly got the messages and all. So that is all like whenever you are seeing that peace and the thing, right? So then you can observe as you are in that meditation, right? That, as you are going regularly to the meditation, slowly your senses, right? The senses, whatever that it is actually asking for, you will reduce that. It is not that you are wantedly doing it. Automatically, your interest will go off from your senses, and you will go to the inner senses, right? What it is. This is not my kind of cup of tea, or this is not a thing that is not the permanent kind of thing. You'll understand. So that kind of nature, it is not that if somebody got it, you will get it. Nothing like that. You will get it automatically when your time comes. I have seen so many of my people regularly, whoever is doing my yoga and these things, right? I have seen their experiences every day, and also their change from the day when they came to now also.
Okay.
Anyone want to share?
Thank you for sharing, Prasanna garu.